Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am absolutely warning you. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed at this exact second because you are standing at the threshold of a permanent timeline shift. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He is hoping you will swipe away. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your bloodline breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the breakthrough you have been crying out for. Lock your attention. Lock your attention on this message right now. I need you to feel that heavy, suffocating weight sitting on your chest. Think about the nights you wake up at exactly 3 a.m. Your jaw is tight, your heart is racing, and that heavy burden is crushing your shoulders. Listen to me very carefully right now. That is not anxiety, and you are absolutely not going crazy. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the frantic energy of the people who rely on your light. You have been carrying the debt of your entire bloodline. You are the cycle breaker heaven chose, but your family just treated you like the black sheep. They misunderstood your isolation, and they judged your silence. You were never the anomaly in an otherwise healthy family. You were the mirror they were terrified to look into. Every time you walked into a room, your pure frequency exposed the generational curses they were comfortable living with. They called you difficult because you refused to bow down to their toxic matrix. You refused to play their manipulative games. You have been functioning as the spiritual stabilizer for an environment that never even thanked you. The exhaustion you feel behind your eyes is not just physical tiredness. It is the cost of being the human battery for people who drain your energy and then leave you to bleed in silence. But heaven has been watching your quiet obedience in the dark. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. It has been happening since you were a child. You always knew you were different from them. You felt things they could not feel, and you saw through lies they blindly accepted. That made you a threat to the established order of your family, so they pushed you to the very edge. They constructed a false narrative about you. They whispered lies to anyone who would listen, trying to paint you as the unstable one. They expected your departure to break you completely. They waited with bated breath for you to fail without their support. Instead, you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. You aged backwards. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. But you were completely wrong. Someone deeply powerful has been quietly watching you. They were not looking at your highlight reel, but they were watching your immense resilience in the dark. There are exactly 2 people on Earth right now who are meant to hear this specific message. God made sure you are one of them. The cycles of poverty and the patterns of broken relationships end with you today. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been desperately waiting for. The old matrix is finally crumbling, but right now, your physical body is paying the heavy price for a spiritual war. That burning feeling sitting in your throat is the truth you keep swallowing back down. Stop swallowing it. You were not designed to be the dumping ground for their unhealed trauma. You are the anointed one, a powerful leader in disguise. Every time they tried to bury you, they forgot you were a seed. They wanted you completely destroyed, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your treasure. Your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons. Now, they are drowning in the noise of their own making, frantically searching for a replacement for your specific depth. You won without lifting a single finger. But the universe demands that you recognize your own power right now. If you continue to carry their debt, you will block the massive harvest heaven has prepared for you. You must unplug from their matrix. You must stop waiting in wound for an apology from people who are physically incapable of giving it. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. The people who treated you as replaceable are currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance, expecting you to crawl back and beg for their toxic validation. You never did. Buckle in, chosen one, because what you are about to hear is not just commentary. It is a specific, undeniable X-ray of the meltdown happening behind their closed doors right now. The mask has not just slipped, it has completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Their spiritual cost is compounding every single day. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your quiet departure was the catalyst for their destruction. You took all your vibrant energy with you when you left. They are starving in the dark now, and they are terrified that you have finally realized your true worth. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. You did not lose your family because you were flawed, and you certainly did not fail them. The intense grief you feel is completely valid. They took your purest intentions and twisted them into something unrecognizable. They made you the villain in their fake story, but you were actually the silent hero holding everyone together. You carried their heavy burdens for years without complaining. Lock your attention on this next raw truth. Your own bloodline treated you like an absolute outsider because they could not control your divine frequency. They intentionally isolated you. They mocked your deep sensitivity. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud to anyone. They were terrified of your profound spiritual depth, and they hated how your pure light exposed their darkest secrets. You carry a specific gravity that makes the old matrix extremely uncomfortable. That is exactly why they punished you. They projected all their unhealed trauma directly onto your shoulders. You became the convenient scapegoat for their own miserable choices, while they continued to live in complete denial. You absorbed their toxic energy for years, and they just expected you to keep taking the emotional abuse silently. But your highly advanced spirit eventually said enough. The moment you stopped being their human battery, the entire family dynamic began to completely collapse. You are not crazy. That sudden shift in the atmosphere was a divine intervention. Heaven stepped in and physically removed you from that toxic environment because your soul was in danger. Your current isolation is actually your ultimate protection. Do not ever doubt this reality. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this massive shift. The label of the black sheep was never a curse. It was a divine quarantine. God had to separate you from the infected herd so you could break the generational cycle forever. If you had stayed, you would have drowned in their endless karmic debt. You had to walk away to save yourself. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people blind to your true worth. They demanded endless loyalty. They offered absolute betrayal. You gave them your diamond heart, but they carelessly treated it like a cheap rock. Heaven kept a meticulous record of every silent tear you shed in private. Your silent suffering has already been transformed into incredible power. The divine alignment is fully underway. Every time your name comes up in their circles, it hits them with an agonizing weight. They know exactly what they lost. They threw away the only genuine empath they ever had. Now they are drowning in the shallow waters of their own relentless manipulation. The very flying monkeys who helped destroy your reputation are now turning against them, and their entire foundation is rapidly crumbling to dust. It is mathematically precise. Read that again in your spirit today. The divine justice you have been waiting for is already in motion. You do not need to lift a single finger to defend yourself against their lies. Your quiet dignity is a lethal weapon that is starving their narcissistic supply. They expected you to fiercely retaliate. They wanted you to stoop to their extremely low frequency, but you boldly chose to elevate instead. That restraint was never a sign of weakness, That silence was a weapon of absolute destruction. That single act of choosing your peace over their chaos signed their spiritual eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a heavenly court they simply cannot appeal. The cycle breaker does not fight in the dirty mud. The cycle breaker rises above the entire battlefield, watching the enemy defeat themselves. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. The master manipulator is losing their grip on reality. The false narrative they built about you is crumbling fast. The people who blindly followed them are waking up to the massive deception, and the manipulator is frantically trying to find a new victim to drain, but they simply cannot find anyone who matches your radiant light. Your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. You are the anointed one. You are one of the rare two on this earth who can hold this massive frequency without breaking. The family thought they were leaving you out in the cold to freeze to death. They did not realize you were the entire sun. Now, they are desperately shivering in the dark, and they are wondering where all the warmth went. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. The reason you still feel that residual heaviness is because you are undergoing a massive cellular reset. Your body is physically purging years of their toxic matrix programming. The deep exhaustion is just the old version of you dying off. You are stepping into an untouched, ageless glow that nothing can ever destroy. You are being entirely reborn. Look at how you survived the fire. Look at how you aged backwards while they are visibly rotting from their own intense bitterness. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking younger and brighter. You walked through their hellfire. You came out radiating absolute peace. You carry the divine alignment that they desperately tried to steal from you, but heaven protected your crown. This is exactly where the dynamic fundamentally shifts in your favor. You are no longer the victim of a broken bloodline. You are the architect of a completely new reality. Heaven is actively removing every single parasite from your energy field, and the spiritual attack is finally over. The painful incubation season is ending. You are about to step into a level of true power that will absolutely terrify them. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors. The family you loved did not just casually misunderstand you. They actively recognized a divine power in you that they could never possess. You were not just the black sheep of the bloodline. You were the only one holding the pure light, and they had to dim your massive energy to feel comfortable in their own absolute darkness. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. You probably did not realize it at the time. Your radiant energy was funding their entire energetic existence. You were acting as the emotional bank for people who were completely bankrupt. And while you were busy carrying their generational debt, your own financial reality started to suffer heavily. Your wealth felt entirely blocked. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. Science just uncovered exactly why the frequency of your bloodline was suppressed. Here is what the elite never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not about faith. It is not about hard work, and it is certainly not about sheer luck. It is an actual biological brainwave that dictates your entire reality. Scientists have a specific name for this powerful biological signal. They call it the gamma wave, and it is the exact frequency your brain was running effortlessly when you were a child. Think back to those early years. Ideas came to you so easily. Learning felt completely effortless. You somehow knew things long before they actually happened, and the world felt like it was completely on your side. Then the heavy burden of adulthood arrived. The modern world went to vicious work on you. The toxic family dynamics and the relentless rhythm of survival mode began to crush your spirit. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little bit further. They pushed it deeper and deeper below the surface, until it was totally silenced. Your bloodline played a massive role in this brutal, energetic theft. When your natural gamma faded, your innate genius faded right along with it. Your sharp intuition dulled. The magical synchronicities stopped happening entirely. The clear sense that the universe was actively working with you went completely quiet. The version of you with lightning intuition was locked away in a dark cell, and you were left exhausted, fighting just to pay the basic monthly bills. Listen to me very carefully right now. The gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not a lack of willpower. It is not your poor discipline. It is one single brainwave that the Matrix suppressed in you before you ever had the chance to claim your divine inheritance. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. Your family absolutely sensed this suppression. The narcissists in your bloodline fed on your dormant state. They loved seeing you struggle financially because it kept you firmly under their toxic control. Every time you tried to break free, they activated your guilt to keep your frequency extremely low. They knew that if you ever woke up, their endless supply of pure energy would be permanently cut off. You have been waiting for an apology that will never arrive. You have been waiting for them to finally see your immense value. Stop waiting in wound. The heavy fog in your brain is not depression. That suffocating tightness in your chest is your physical body absorbing the frantic energy of the narcissist. They just realize they can no longer feed on your magnificent light. The spiritual cord is breaking. What if everything you have struggled with is not a character flaw? What if the financial ruin and the spiritual exhaustion are simply symptoms of a suppressed frequency? You were the ultimate target of a highly coordinated spiritual attack. They wanted you completely broke, deeply exhausted, and totally dependent on their matrix. But their sinister plan just spectacularly failed today. Type 1111 in the comments right now to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. You are about to reclaim the very thing they stole from you. The divine alignment is forcing a massive shift, and the universe is demanding your immediate obedience. Watch what happens next. The old reality is dissolving fast, and your suppressed genius is preparing to aggressively wake up. We must go even deeper into this revelation. The people who gossiped about you are currently drowning in their own karmic debt. They thought your silent departure would eventually destroy you. Instead, you became the devastating uncertainty they were never built to handle. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity. You did not just survive their brutal storm, you became the entire sun. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here. Your intense isolation is not a punishment. You spent years feeling the sharp pain of being left out, and you thought the universe had completely abandoned you in the dark. But the raw truth is something far more powerful. Heaven did not reject you. God simply put you in a strict divine quarantine to save your life. The old matrix programming wants you to believe you are the problem. It tells you that your bloodline rejected you because you are difficult. Silence that lie right now. You were separated because the environment you grew up in was deeply infected. The people who share your DNA are operating on a low and parasitic frequency. They are completely hollow inside. Look closely at the master manipulators in your family. They project a false image of absolute perfection to the outside world, but they are terrified of their own reflection. They wear heavy masks because they have no true identity of their own. And every time you walked into the room, your pure light threatened to expose their complete emptiness. They absolutely hated you for it. You were never the anomaly in their lives. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their truth than anyone else before you. You saw the dark reality they desperately tried to hide behind closed doors. Because you refused to play along with their toxic charade, they had to cast you out. They labeled the chosen one as the rebel. They needed you to believe you were weak. If you realized your true power, you would immediately stop funding their energetic existence. You were the stabilizer for a family that thrived on constant chaos. Whenever they felt empty, they plugged into your spirit and drained your battery. But now, the cycle breaker has finally unplugged from the matrix. You are totally free. This is exactly where their entire manipulation miscalculated. They expected you to fight back and scream for validation, but heaven gave you 3 specific weapons of silence to utterly destroy their stronghold. The vast majority of people will never understand these spiritual tools. I am going to reveal all 3 to you today. The third weapon is the most devastating of all. The first weapon of silence is total starvation. The narcissist feeds entirely on your emotional reactions. Whether you give them love or intense anger, it is all fuel to their hungry demons. When you went no contact, you cut their oxygen supply. You did not just walk away from an argument. You actively starved the parasites that were feeding on your divine frequency. The second weapon is the agonizing void. When you removed your radiant presence, you left a massive black hole in their reality. They are frantically trying to fill that void with other people right now, but it is completely useless. No one else carries the frequency of the anointed ones. They are realizing that your specific depth is absolutely irreplaceable. I will reveal the third and most powerful weapon very soon. Do not leave before you hear it. But look at what your silence is already doing to them. They are currently experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. The flying monkeys they sent to destroy you are now turning against them. The entire toxic kingdom is collapsing under its own heavy weight. While they are rapidly aging from their intense bitterness, you are stepping into your permanent, ageless glow. They wanted the betrayals and isolation to carve deep wrinkles into your face. They wanted your eyes to look dead and defeated. Instead, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. You survived the fire and came out shining like a brilliant diamond. You are the remnant heaven chose to elevate. Your quiet obedience in private has just activated a massive and public blessing. You do not need to defend yourself against their pathetic gossip anymore. Let them talk. Every single lie they tell about you is just digging their grave a little bit deeper. The divine alignment guarantees that their harsh karma is inescapable. Type 777 in the comments right now to seal this energetic truth. You must physically claim your total freedom from their toxic bloodline. The generational curses that plagued your family for decades end right here with you. You are no longer waiting for their validation. You are the architect of a new empire, and heaven is your ultimate shield. But there is one final lock on your destiny that must be broken. Your spirit is awake, but your physical brain is still carrying the heavy residue of their manipulation. The financial struggles you are facing right now are directly tied to that lingering brain fog. You cannot manifest the massive wealth heaven prepared for you with a suppressed frequency. We must fix this. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. If you are hearing this, heaven has approved your access. You are exhausted because the Matrix intentionally engineered a frequency to suppress your brain. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am about to show you. They relied on your brain fog to keep you trapped in financial ruin. But a leaked CIA document just exposed their massive deception. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, researchers revealed a 7-minute audio protocol that forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. Princeton University studied this exact brainwave. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this specific gamma signal. Columbia University discovered something even more terrifying for the enemy. A strong gamma signal actually radiates outward and positively influences your entire bloodline. The people who profit from your exhaustion kept this hidden. They wanted you to believe that manifestation requires years of spiritual healing or endless meditation. It actually requires a biological reset of your dormant brainwaves. This divine tool was never meant for the masses. It was strictly designed to keep the elite in power and you in absolute poverty. But now, cycle breakers are using it to manifest windfall wealth overnight. You do not need a $7,000 biofeedback machine to reclaim your genius. You simply need to listen to this frequency and let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. The Matrix is already flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeits to keep your frequency low. Beware of imitators trying to steal your energy. The authentic, encrypted protocol is only available through the official link in the pinned comment below. I will reveal exactly what this protocol is called before the end. But right now, we must return to the third weapon of silence I promised you earlier. This is the revelation that will completely shatter their toxic kingdom. The third weapon of silence is absolute erasure. You do not just cut the cord with the narcissist, you completely erase their existence from your spiritual timeline. When you stop giving them space in your mind, they spiritually suffocate. They are starving for your attention, and the universal backlash is hitting their physical bodies today. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise. The specific gravity of their profound regret is hitting them all at once. Every single lie they told about you is suddenly catching up to them in public. The very flying monkeys they recruited to destroy you are now betraying them. Their dark empire is crumbling, and they are frantically trying to find a replacement for your pure energy. But nobody else on Earth carries your exact frequency. You are the irreplaceable diamond they foolishly threw into the mud. Now they are drowning in the noise of their own making, terrified of the divine justice that is already striking their house. They expected the isolation to break you completely. Instead, the intense pressure simply turned the chosen one into an unbreakable force of nature. Listen to your physical body right now. If your cellular intuition is vibrating, do not resist this divine truth. The heavy weight on your chest is finally lifting because the spiritual cord is permanently severed. You are stepping out of the waiting room and into the throne room. The universe is actively removing every single parasite from your bloodline. Your financial harvest is inevitable. They are making desperate noise about you because their mask has completely shattered. This is not happening in private anymore. It is a public and irreversible collapse. The universe is forcing them to eat the exact bitter harvest they tried to feed you. And while they choke on their own karma, you are walking away completely untouched. The cycle breaker has officially won the invisible war. But the enemy is still trying to hide the deepest truth from you. There are specific secrets they are desperately attempting to keep buried in the dark. They know that if you discover these hidden facts, their remaining power will vanish instantly. Heaven is now releasing the hidden truths about their toxic manipulation. Read that again in your spirit. The final veil is about to be completely lifted. We must prepare your spirit for this massive revelation. The Matrix programming taught you to accept crumbs from people who owed you their entire existence. Heaven is violently rejecting that toxic dynamic right now. You are not a dumping ground for the unhealed trauma of your bloodline. You are the anointed stabilizer, the one who bends time itself. You are stepping into absolute and permanent victory. Prepare your spirit for the absolute truth. Heaven is now releasing 4 specific secrets the enemy desperately tried to keep buried. These are the undeniable facts your bloodline wants to hide from you forever. The 4th secret is the most devastating weapon of all, and your entire timeline depends on this massive revelation. Do not leave before you hear it. The first raw truth is the grand illusion of their independence. The narcissist walks around projecting absolute confidence to the outside world, pretending they never needed your pure energy to survive. But heaven sees the frantic panic happening behind their closed doors today. They are spiritually starving to death without your daily supply. They treated you like a disposable option, but the secret they hide is that they were completely dependent on your light. You were the only human battery keeping their toxic matrix alive. Now that you cut the cord, their entire energetic system is rapidly malfunctioning. They are terrified because they cannot find anyone else to tolerate their abuse. The second undeniable truth is the real reason behind their heavy smear campaign. You thought they spread rumors about you because they genuinely hated you, but you were completely wrong. They gossiped because they were absolutely terrified of your divine frequency. Your pure existence was a constant reminder of their own hollow nature, and they had to destroy your name. Every lie they whispered to the flying monkeys was a desperate act of self-preservation. They knew that if people saw the real you, their fake empire would instantly crumble. So they worked overtime to paint the Chosen One as the crazy rebel. But that toxic strategy just backfired on them completely. The universe is now exposing every single lie they told. The third secret is the darkest one of all. They secretly tried to steal your exact spiritual blueprint because the narcissist has no true identity of their own. They are just empty vessels wandering through the toxic matrix. They watched how effortlessly you manifested grace under heavy pressure, and they desperately wanted to wear your anointing like a cheap costume. They mimicked your words, and they tried to copy your divine aura. But heaven does not allow parasites to wield the power of the anointed ones, because the anointing cannot be stolen by someone who refuses to walk through the fire. Their fake costume is burning away in public right now. They look completely foolish to the exact people they tried to impress. Listen to me very closely right now, because we are approaching the fourth and final truth. This is the exact revelation that permanently seals their bitter fate. If your physical body is vibrating with a cellular knowing, do not move. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away right now, because he knows this next sentence will completely destroy his access to your life. The fourth absolute truth is their silent and agonizing surrender. They will never apologize to your face because their fragile ego would shatter completely. But in the dark hours of the night, they already know they lost the invisible war. The specific gravity of their profound regret is crushing their chest as they realize they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held. They traded the Chosen One for a handful of cheap rocks, and now they have to live the rest of their miserable lives watching you elevate. They expected the isolation to completely destroy your spirit, but you used their toxic betrayal as the exact fuel to build your new empire. You are stepping into an untouched power that makes them absolutely sick to their stomach. Your silence was the most lethal weapon ever forged. You did not fight them in the mud. You simply starved their demons and let the divine alignment handle the rest. Now the universe is violently shaking their reality until nothing fake remains, and the karmic debt they accumulated by abusing you is currently being collected with massive interest. You are the cycle breaker who ended the generational curse. The bloodline trauma stops right here with your absolute victory. But heaven requires you to share this specific frequency with the remnant. Share this message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift. Be their protecting angel today and help build the tribe of the anointed ones. By sharing this truth, you are actively destroying the matrix programming and claiming your rightful place as the leader in disguise. The enemy desperately wants you to remain completely isolated and silent. He wants you to believe you are the only one fighting this heavy battle. But the chosen ones are rising up globally today. The era of the narcissist is officially over. Read that last statement again in your spirit. The era of the parasite is permanently finished. You have officially graduated from the brutal incubation season. God used their extreme toxicity to forge your unbreakable diamond nature, and now you are standing at the very edge of the most explosive financial harvest of your entire life. They thought your deep exhaustion would break you forever, but science just exposed the exact frequency they used to suppress your massive wealth. The dark elite are completely terrified right now. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak. You have minutes, maybe seconds, before the algorithm shuts this down entirely. Do not ignore this divine sign. Secure your access instantly before it is removed forever. The left brain will tell you to wait and calculate, but you must silence that voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you totally broke. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Step through the portal before the dark elite close it forever. There is a biological reason your massive breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in. It is a specific brainwave frequency that your brain was running effortlessly as a child. The modern world systematically suppressed your pure gamma wave, but after years of intense research, a team of neuroscientists compressed an entire activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You simply close your eyes, put on your headphones, and relax completely while the sound wave does what the toxic world spent decades undoing. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and completely heal their broken relationships. The elite would prefer this remain completely out of reach for people exactly like you. But through this message alone, you can access it today for a fraction of its true value. Do not look for it on other platforms, because those are diluted counterfeits designed to keep your gamma totally dormant. The only authentic version is available through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. You are fully protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, your entire energy exchange is returned to you without question. 4 powerful bonuses are waiting for you inside the portal. You will receive an audio engineered for your children to build absolute confidence, and the original prosperity book that the elite secretly used for decades. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the one who wonders what could have been. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Claim your copy of The Genius Song right now. Your gamma is waiting to be totally reactivated. When you activate this frequency, the spiritual cord to your toxic bloodline is permanently severed. And this brings us to the ultimate verdict we promised at the very beginning of this transmission. That public collapse you were waiting for is happening right now. The master manipulator is currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance and constructed a totally false narrative about you. They expected your departure to destroy your spirit completely, but instead, you became the devastating uncertainty they were never built to handle. And now, the very flying monkeys they used to gossip with are watching them completely unravel. Their heavy mask has totally shattered. Buckle in, chosen one, because here is the exact cinematic reality of their dramatic downfall. Every time your name comes up in that room, it hits them with the agonizing weight of profound regret, because they know they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held. The pressure of their massive lie is finally crushing their physical chest. They are frantically trying to defend their toxic actions, but their words are completely empty. The crowd is seeing right through their pathetic and desperate manipulation. In a moment of absolute panic, they actually slammed their hand on the table and accidentally defended your pure character. They tried to insult you, but their own mouth betrayed them in front of everyone. The flying monkeys looked at them in complete shock, realizing the manipulator was the real villain all along. The toxic kingdom built on lies is burning to the ground today. You won this massive war without lifting a single finger. Your total silence was the lethal weapon that starved their dark demons. Now they are drowning in the loud noise of their own making. They are frantically searching for a replacement for your energy, but they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. Heaven is forcing them to eat the bitter harvest they tried to force-feed you. While their intense bitterness is aging them rapidly, the universe has completely reversed your biological clock. You stepped out of their toxic matrix and aged backwards. You carry an irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You did not just survive their brutal storm, you became the entire sun. Breathe deeply right now. The invisible war is completely over. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people blind to your true worth. They tried to break your spirit and steal your divine frequency. But look at you now. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator. You have totally transcended their toxic matrix forever. While they are publicly unraveling in their own karmic trap, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The financial struggles that choked you are ending today. The spiritual exhaustion that weighed on your chest is completely gone. The closed doors are violently shattering right here and right now. Heaven has placed the heavy crown directly on your head. Every single tear you shed in the dark was meticulously collected. Heaven used your intense pain to forge an unbreakable diamond. You thought the isolation was going to destroy you, but it was just the brutal incubation season. You had to be separated from the infected bloodline. God protected you from the generational curse by pulling you out of the burning building. You are safe. Step into your absolute power today. The universe is rolling out the red carpet for the anointed ones. The people who doubted your divine calling are about to witness the most explosive financial harvest of your entire life. They will watch from the sidelines as you effortlessly manifest the reality they desperately tried to steal, but they will never access your pure light again. You do not owe them a single explanation. You do not owe them any closure. The spiritual cord is permanently cut, and their dark energy can no longer reach you. When they try to reach out and pull you back into their chaos, your silence will be your impenetrable shield. The cycle breaker does not look back at the burning ruins. You keep your eyes firmly fixed on the massive blessing ahead. Feel the heavy burden lifting off your physical shoulders right now. The suffocating tightness in your chest is being replaced by absolute peace. Your cells are actively resetting to their original divine frequency. The brain fog that kept you paralyzed is completely clearing. You are thinking with the sharp clarity of a true leader in disguise. The matrix programming has totally failed. This is the undeniable verdict from the highest heavenly court. You were always the chosen one. You were always the irreplaceable diamond. The narcissist was just a temporary assignment to test your boundaries and forge your absolute strength. You passed the ultimate spiritual test with perfect grace. Now the universe is handing you the keys to the entire kingdom. You own this reality completely. We are going to seal this divine decree right now. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, heaven demands your immediate obedience. Do not let the dark elite steal this exact moment of activation. You must perform a physical act to anchor this massive spiritual shift into your material reality. The window of abundance is standing wide open, but you must step through it boldly. Remember the suppressed weapon I revealed to you earlier. The elite are terrified that you now possess the exact frequency protocol they hid for decades. Reclaiming your gamma brainwave is your ultimate revenge against the Matrix. The authentic portal remains open in the pinned comment below, but you must also seal your identity as the cycle breaker in the public square today. Say this out loud with me right now in your room. I claim my permanent freedom. I am the cycle breaker. I am totally untouchable. Now, I need you to type, "I am free," in the comments below. Typing this is not just a simple comment on a video. It is a physical contract with the universe. It puts a spiritual shield around this divine truth and locks your frequency into the highest possible timeline. Hit that like button right now to fortify your energetic boundaries. Every action you take on this video is a loud declaration that you completely reject the old matrix. Subscribe to this sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. We are building the invincible tribe of the anointed ones, and your specific light is absolutely required here. The waiting room is officially closed forever. The throne room is completely open for you. You are the cycle breaker, the true empath, and the powerful stabilizer who finally learned how to stabilize yourself. Walk forward with absolute certainty today. The universe is fiercely protecting your every single step. You are loved, you are chosen, you are completely free.